You enter the top of the lighthouse. The light is not turned on, but the room is filled with crates, clothes, equipment, and a hammock in the corner. There are books, charts, treasures, artifacts, and a little nook with a cauldron stacked with vials, herbs, and other strange ingredients. Someone has lived here for a long while, and by the looks of things, a long time ago. You look over to the desk with a large hand-drawn map on it. It has notes and scribblings all over it. At first they seem random, but when you study it, you realize there's a lot more to this castle than you thought. Hello, my name is Adam and welcome back to my channel where I make a tabletop role-playing game from scratch on camera. And there's one thing that pisses me off in tabletop RPGs compared to video games. You can't visually explore in tabletop RPGs, but I'm trying to fix that. Before we start today's episode, I just want to remind you of the 96 likes. Before I started this project with Explorers RPG, I've been using this book to just note down different stuff that is role-playing related. And I think this will be fun and interesting for world builders, role players, and, well, anyone. So 96 likes and I will make a video where I go through the 96 pages that I have here. And while you're down there, please press the subscribe button, but let's go on to the video. So I'm playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild right now to show how visual exploration works. So I'm walking around here. The question is, did you notice it? Let me replay that. Did you notice it? No? Okay. Let me take you to a couple of other places. You see it here, and as I fly through here, and while I'm walking here. What you might have noticed is this rock. In the beginning of the game, you might think of it as just a part of the scenery. But as you start to see it more often, you start to wonder why it's there and start to investigate. And eventually you figure out how to interact with it, which is a discovery. Now you've learned what this rock means. It means that every time you encounter a rock, you know which actions to take in order to possibly get a reward. Video games have a way of visually communicating to you what actions you should take. You start out the game with just a lot of visual noise, but as you learn how to play, it becomes way more clear which actions to take during a scene. A specific color can lead you in a specific direction, a certain movement can entice you to explore, a change in music might fill you with dread, and a small rock might give you a reward. It's all there from the start of the game, but it's not until you play it, encounter it over and over, that you translate this visual noise into rewarding interactions. This is a true form of discovery. It isn't your character that discovers something, nor is it the GM who told you a hint. It's truly you as a person that discovered this. The question now becomes, can you replicate this in a tabletop RPG? No. Well, kinda. To illustrate the biggest problem in the way tabletop RPGs are run, Consider this scene here. You're following the road, but slightly on the left side. The rain is pouring down, drowning most of the sound around you. But still, a faint blue light is visible in the far distance. What do? If this was D&D, you would ask the player to roll a perception check. And on a roll of 25 or higher, the GM would say, "You see a suspicious rock on your right. What do you do?" It's never the player that discovers the rock in a tabletop RPG, but rather the GM deciding to include them in the description of the world. And the dice rolls and characteristics of the character that decides if you discover them or not. It's never you as a person that truly makes the discovery, like in a video game. Now, this isn't actually the point of a tabletop RPG. Video games is a different medium and is a different way of interacting with the player. And it's not meant for tabletop RPGs to be a video game or vice versa. But I've probably come up with a way to make true discovery by a player a possibility in tabletop RPGs, namely maps. This is what the players will encounter on the top of the broken lighthouse. A map of the castle, but not a regular map. A map by a previous explorer and survivor of the castle. The map not only accurately depicts what the castle looks like, but also has a layer of comments on top. Dangerous monster here, secret passage here. That's well and good for creating plot hooks. But what about the true discovery idea I have? Well, that's where symbols and marks come in. Let's say that the map is drawn with a lot of clutter. Detailed rooms, scribblings, and notes, and red marks. Maybe even some rooms that are erased and redrawn. And let's say that in maybe 20 rooms there are circles drawn on one side of the wall. The 3 small circles might just seem like an artistic style or something, an unnecessary detail similar to all the other details on the map. The players won't be alerted about it, and the GM won't tell them about it. In one of the 20 rooms, they figure out that along one wall there's a secret room, and the players want to draw on the map to update it. Exactly where they are about to draw the secret room, they see 3 circles drawn in, and they realize that these 3 circles means secret room. They now have a Where's Waldo scenario where they try to find all the other 19 rooms with 3 circles. And this is a true discovery. The GM doesn't intervene, it's not based on character stats or some dice roll. If the players notice the 3 circles, they understand that it's a secret door. If they don't, they don't. This can be extended to battle maps too. Place a hidden trap on the battle map, which has some sort of symbol, and let the players find it. The next battle map they see with the same symbol, they know that it's a trap, and they can instead lure the enemy into it. You could add 1-letter runes scattered around the map, and have the players encounter a room with the same runes written on a plaque in a sequence. Studying the map, they will eventually figure out to go to each of the runes on the map in a sequence and do a particular action. There's plenty of ways to make this interesting. The main point is that you have a map which has a main purpose, aka being a map, and a secondary purpose which is not that obvious. It's a secret that is hidden in plain sight. A secret that reveals itself only if the players spend time investigating the map. And I guess that's it for this episode. We've been discussing how to use maps to get players the feeling of an actual discovery. Next episode will be a summary episode where I conclude the lower dungeons, the crystal workshop, and the broken lighthouse, and tie them together, as well as throw in some more content to the rooms so they're more complete. See you next time, and thank you for watching. Oh, and if you were wondering, I mean, this map that I had in the beginning, it's just crap, okay? You can see, it's basically nothing.